They are the true invincibles of European football. Like, forget Arsenal being the invincibles 20 years ago. What was that all about? That's a load of garbage, in my opinion. So, if you're joining me, that's right, Max Verstappen is on pole position. Oscar Piastri and Norris are in P2 and P3 for McLaren. The two Ferraris who have had an upgrade for this weekend can only salvage P4 and 5. Hello there, Ruxford. I hope you're doing well. Russell, Hamilton are sandwiched by sandwiching Tsunoda's RB with Ricciardo right behind him in P9. Hulkenberg once again reaches P10, Q3 in yet another spectacular qualifying run by the 36-year-old German. Sergio Perez missed out in Q3. Another shocking qualifying performance by the Mexican driver, who I've got to say this is only at Red Bull because Red Bull don't really have any options in terms of who can replace him in the second or Red Bull seat right now. He's a very lucky guy, I've got to say. Alpine's there's Ocon is in 12th place. Stroll is in 13th in what is being a problematic weekend for the Aston Martin team. Albon qualifying 14th in very much the best he can do for the struggling Williams team. Gasly having another average weekend, qualifying 15th. I've got to say this. And he was half a second slower than Ocon. I am seriously worried for Gasly. I've got to say this. If Gasly has the opportunity to go and join Williams at the end of this season, I think he should take it because he needs to be in a team where he's got a beatable teammate. And I think Albon is a very beatable driver for Gasly because there's no way Gasly can have like 2 seasons where he's getting trashed by Ocon. Like, this is not good for his CV, and this is not good for his reputation. This is not good. Hello to everyone watching, and of course in Q1, the two Sauber boys of Bottas and Zhou, 16th and 17th. No real raw speed in the Sauber, and of course I think Sauber's chances of getting points, which came in, what was it, China and Australia and South Saudi, where I think Bottas genuinely could have scored a couple of points there. I'm not sure, Sauber. I mean, how many points will Sauber score? I'm not sure. And then, of course, 18th was, I completely forgot, what was it? I think you probably saw it on the timing sheet, but of course, Tsunoda qualified 20th and last. Oh my God, I've completely forgotten now that I can't see it. Oh yeah, Magnussen. P18 after, of course, an incident with Piastri where Piastri could receive a 3-place grid penalty. 19th was Alonso, who's had chronic problems who had a crash in FP3 and, of course, had to abort 2 of his qualifying laps due to, of course, his car having to be fixed in between FP3 and qualifying. So, shockingly bad weekend all round for the Aston Martin team. And of course, 20th and last is the heavily beleaguered Logan Sargeant, who, I mean, is pretty much just dead because Williams need a 4 guy. And he is, of course, essentially their academy driver who's just there to pick up the slack for the Williams team. Of course, please comment, like, subscribe, and comment who you think is going to win the race tomorrow. I mean, if we're going to do race predictions, I think Max Verstappen will finish ahead of both McLarens. I think Piastri, if he gets a 3-place grid penalty, will pick off the 2 Ferraris and finish behind Norris, who I think will continue his strong form from China and Miami and finish second. I think Tsunoda could well pull off a shock and finish P6 and beat George Russell, whilst Hamilton will beat Ricciardo for P8, and then P10, in my opinion, well, not P10, no, actually, P8, P6 will be Sergio Perez, since, of course, it's got to be Sergio Perez. Sergio Perez will definitely make it to P6 minimum. Like, that Red Bull should be more than fast enough for Perez to get P6 tomorrow. Then P7 will be Yuki Tsunoda ahead of George Russell. And then the battle for P9 will be between Lewis Hamilton, who will beat Daniel Ricciardo, who I think will score a point for RB tomorrow, and put some pressure